I know his birthday. I remember his eye color.
You also stole all of Ariel's memories about him.
Would I also know this potentially?
No,
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
because you left the Jedi Order before this.
Yeah, but I was still working in the Mandalorian War and associated kinda. And
Oh
just
yeah, I forgot about that.
and that doesn't that's and I mean I might have recognized him before then.
Yeah, but okay, fine. You can roll intelligence to see if you recognize him.
Working the system again.
Nope.
Nope. So yeah, so Gerard, you recognize the name, and you know that he was just like a few years older than you, and he always seemed like a very like laid back, reserved Jedi who was like known for being very diplomatic, and he went on a lot of diplomatic missions from the Council, and he was well known for his skill with words. But when Revan gave his speech to the Council about the Mandalorian Wars, Eli decided that Revan was right, so he joined the Revanchists to fight in the war. And he was one of the people that disappeared with Revan after the conclusion of the war.
So I assumed that my high perception roll was useless.
I don't like that.
He's become all powerful. And you have a queen, more powerful.
No.
But I'm hearing you all in double too.
Oh no!
No, there's no. Make it stop.
Sorry, I had to try and see what it was like.
Del's gonna duck out from the conversation for a quick second.
Creepy because is too much.
By the way, that was in character too. Because has multiple orifices through which he can speak.
Oh, wait, what did you actually say? I don't even remember.
Well, actually, no, it wasn't in character because I was asking an out of character question.
That's what I thought.
So I was wrong.
You were talking
My
about
brain.
That's about your perception. Yeah, your perception roll didn't really get you anything. Other than now you know what his face looks like.
Very well.
Yeah, the name is familiar, but
Ari, he was a diplomat for the Jedi Council. He was also one of those who disappeared a while back. This is... I don't want to say it, Ari, but...
say what? We see Ariel breathes in and she goes a little red and she looks down. That still doesn't mean we can just make up a mission to kill him. At the very least, we should talk to the council about this first.
I agree.
Edith says, "Look, I appreciate your help here, but I don't see what authority the Jedi Council has here. They haven't done anything, aside from the actions of you three independent Jedi to help us out. If you really feel like we have to capture him instead of kill him, then I'm willing to consider it, but just consider the cost in lives on our own side and their side."
wrong about that. Jedi may not be here, other than the three of us, but up there, Jedi are fighting and dying in this war more than anyone else. Just because they may not seem to be here, Jedi is never independent. We're always part of the Council. Besides, people like him, they need to be brought home, brought to Coruscant. People need to see the face of the enemy so that they can put him on trial and feel like some justice is being done. The war's too far away for them to really understand what's going on. Your people need to see justice. They don't want Dantooine to end up in anarchy.
If he was captured and put on trial, he'd certainly be found guilty and sentenced to death. We're just skipping a step and assassinating him instead. It's safer for everyone involved and more decisive.
But that step is important.
I don't really think this group has the resources to keep held.
We wouldn't have to hold him for very long. Gerard and I can take him back. Right?
Yes, we can.
Well, it will be substantially more difficult to arrange a capture of him because it will require everyone to get in close, rather than just killing him from a distance. And if that's the case, we'll definitely need to raid a supply depot before then in order to acquire more supplies. Unless the group of you can handle everything as is.
I'm not opposed to getting more supplies, if we can find a way to do it with a minimal amount of bloodshed.
Hey, Kalani, you remember what I did to that Sith capital ship?
Jared just looks over at you two.
Out of character, remind me what you're referring to.
Remember the
There
end
are
of
various-
the first season?
Ah,
What do you think? We could just do that over one of their bases or something. Once we find out where he is, and then no messiness.
what exactly are you suggesting?
Yes, please explain.
But Kalani, you remember how I sucked all the power out of that capital ship? Well, if we do that, it's like a giant bomb. And we can just take out their military power on the planet at some point.
What?
Edith stares at you. Just... You're saying we should crash a capital ship onto the Sith base?
Yes.
What?
And you think the Jedi are more likely to agree to that than assassination?
I don't care what they all agree to.
Yeah, Ariel's just looking at you with her mouth flat, like, what?
I'm spitballing here.
Pretty sure that plan involves a lot more people dead than just the general, just the governor.
Quite.
Del comes back in. He looks upset.
Oh, great. Now what?
Tried to talk to John.
User disconnected from your channel.
It went about as well as expected.
Well, while all of you get to raiding the supply depot, we can try to plan out the logistics for this attempt against the Sith.
So don't you cave and are going with an abduction now?
We'll draw up 2 different plans.
I suggested dropping a capital ship on his location.
The collateral damage on that would be too high. That would not... We're trying to rally the people around the cause, not make us look like terrorists.
But if it's on the Sith base...
But a lot of those people may be not actually Sith. There might be Ventuinians that are there. Friends, relatives.
You do realize the Sith base is in the city, right? It's not like the wilderness by itself.
This is true. Kaz looks kind of dejected.
We're going ahead with the supply depot raid.
Well, certainly if we're going to go on a much more involved operation of capturing this Sith Lord rather than killing him, we'll most certainly need more supplies.
Do we have enough facilities to keep him captured?
The Leoxylemes appear fairly confident that they can keep him restrained.
Can you prevent others from finding him?
Through the Force, you mean?
Yes, or through any other means.
Wow. It's a good thing I don't need that much. We'll be sending a message to Del. Just telling the GM.
Okay.
I'll send you a copy of it too.
If we are allowed to capture him, we'll capture him. We'll hold him. I will not leave his side.
I'll send a message to the Jedi, see what resources they can spare in sending them here. They'll be eager to recapture one of our own.
I guess we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Back to the supply depot though. What info do we have on it?
Well, Liam's been trying to organize a strike against it. We hadn't planned on doing it so soon. We don't have all the information, but I can assure you that there'll be at least as many people there as were in the Rabbit Rancor base, except that these will be Sith themselves, rather than gangsters.
Jara, do you think there's a way we could draw them out and kill as many of them?
What was that? That was sort of quiet.
Sorry, everyone's asleep in my house. Gerard, do you think there's a way we could attack the warehouse, but to have less casualties than we did before?
All that I can see is complete stealth, no failures.
The kind of supplies that we need are not going to be able to carry it out stealthily. We'd have to raid the entire base and get out with a transport full of supplies. And also prevent any aerial reconnaissance from following us or taking action against us.
What about a disturbance a little while down the street? Something to catch their
A freighter?
No, not a freighter. That would involve too many additional lives.
What about a protest?
Knowing the Sith, that could be quite dangerous in and of itself.
Well, you'd have to be careful and pick people we can trust, but there's gotta be people around here that are angry and crazy enough to protest the Sith. That would get the Sith out and we can grab the supplies.
It might be able to draw them out.
We need a truck of some kind. This is something that could be stealthy. Or I just had a thought, but I'm not sure how plausible it would be.
Not unless you guys have access to a kind of poison or gas that would incapacitate the entire facility.
Edith laughs. I'm afraid we don't. It would be quite useful if we did.
Wait, I have an idea. Do you think we could get access to a ship and get off planet and then get away to land again?
I'm sorry, what?
Well, we have some gas like that, but it's on another planet. And I could get it here today, but the issue is leaving and then getting back onto the planet. And you need to get up into space and then back down onto the planet. And we need to do that without getting the gas caught. And it's just a whole mess.
Gerard shakes his head again and goes, I'm sorry, what?
Or maybe we could pose as Sith.
What's the plan, Because? What are you?
We go back to our ship that is in the middle of being repaired. We get that nerve gas that those guys used on us that one time, and then we use that. Yeah, that's stuff.
Are you sure?
I don't think you have that anymore.
Yeah, are you sure that's
It's
about
on
the
the
crash?
Well, because you gave it to the doctor so they could diagnose Kalani
No. I remember this very.
on the Teresian space station.
No. We gave them some.
Yeah, and then they confiscated the rest after they realized you had it.
I remember very specifically how this all went down and that we still had some.
I remember you guys talking
Hidden.
about still having some and no
in the
no
cargo
argument
hold
coming
of
up
the
then.
ship. I mean, did they not find the droids as well then? Did they search the smuggling
Right.
compartment?
They didn't find the smuggling compartment, but then you went back and were like, "Oh, here's this gas we have that Kalani got hit with." And then
Yeah, we didn't
once
give
they
them all
got
of
the
it.
gas,
I
they
remember
took it.
very specifically saying we gave them like 2 canisters. I remember very specifically saying I did not give them all of it. I remember knowing how many there were at the time, and they saying,
Well, how many
"This much."
canisters were there total?
I don't remember. You are right, Barry. There will be searching.
Who would you?
My notes on the ship says that it contains 2 canisters of illegal nerve agent. So if you say you gave them 2 canisters, you gave them all of it. But if you gave them 1 canister, then you still have 1 canister.
That's probably what we had left after I gave them some.
No, that's my notes on what the ship started with before you guys got it.
I remember there being more than that. But I know I didn't give them all of it. So then there's 1.
I mean, knowing Bazak as a player, he probably did hide some.
I remember very specifically telling you that I did not give all of that.
Yeah, so you have 1 then, I guess, left.
Even if you have some of whatever, how in the living force are you going to get it from one planet to this one in less than a day?
Same way I got here.
Yeah, he can do that.
I'm sorry, what?
Both Ariel and Gerard's head look at you guys in disbelief.
I've given up trying to figure out how. But he can do things.
What? Then why all this fuss? Why can't we just send him in?
What do you mean?
If you can just move things from one place to another.
Kaz just sounds there blinking at you.
Could you explain how this works?
Kaz scratches underneath his hulapi. Then starts going into some weird mathematical formula about space-time. And eventually starts blending the force into it.
And our brains all melt.
Dell secretly pulls out his holo recorder and tapes this.
And at a certain point, he stops using words, and he has to start trying to put thoughts into your head because he can't explain it in basic anymore.
I don't understand a word you're saying.
And they're just weird, abstract ideas that there are no words for in basic.
I've been a part of the Force my entire life, and I've never seen anything that does what you're even remotely trying to describe.
Well, that's good.
I think you might have gotten cut off there, Bazak.
I said, well, that's good.
Yeah, I think their question was, can't you just go in and steal the supplies and move them out of it?
Maybe. I also might end up destroying the ship or ending up somewhere where I shouldn't be. Trying to do that from planet surface to planet surface. I mean, I was explaining why that gets difficult.
Does the gravitational field cause problems?
What? You a moment ago you were saying you could just take canisters from one planet, who knows how many light years, and bring them here. How much more difficult could it possibly be to go inside of a building and transport one box to another area on the same planet within
Well, I mean,
very close
spatial
proximity?
coordinates are a lot bigger, and there's more room for error. And also, I'm not as skilled as the people who taught me at this. And also, I mean, it's not really feasible to do it outside of a vehicle of some sort. You get all sorts of problems if you try to just move living people that way. You don't want to know.
Who said anything about people?
Well, I think the point he's making is that his targeting isn't precise enough to move it from one location on the planet to another accurately.
I mean, we could try getting a vehicle in there. But then we'd have to load up the vehicle. How would we get a whole work? I mean, how would we get this stuff out of there in the first place?
You guys notice that like Edith and Liam and Ingrid have just sort of been talking amongst themselves as you guys have degenerated into this. And then Ingrid just, I mean Edith looks over and says, or we could just
Theoretical
assassinate the
physics
Sith Lord and not deal with all this nonsense, and we wouldn't even have to raid the supply depot before then.
We wish we were back at Tatooine.
Don't we all?
I wish this war wasn't happening.
Oh, yeah.
Now the main question, did I notice Dell taking out recording equipment?
No, that was a joke. He didn't actually do that.
Okay, that's good.
He knows better than to do that.
Force Wizard War.
Yeah, well, nobody wants that.
I kind of do.
You just come back and you see a crater where there used to be a rebel outpost. Well, that solved your problem.
Like I said, I gave up on trying to figure out that.
I mean, you guys were talking about raiding an outpost before, so you must have had a way to get the resources out of wherever you raided.
Well, we were originally planning on just trying to load up the supplies we needed on board that transport that you rode to the Rancor base.
How much space does that have, GM?
It has a sizable amount of space.
Okay. So not unreasonable that we could get a lot of supplies on it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So out of character, I want the GM's opinion on what this would think as far as moving that truck. Like, get it in there, load it up, and then poof.
I mean, I'm mostly leaning towards the fact that that power is already so broken that we shouldn't compound that problem by breaking the rules that they even make for it in the game. So we'll just say that gravitational energy is tricky to maneuver around, so you can't do that.
Or you could try
unless we use the... I mean, the rules for it, there are something about, like, just like the regular use of the power, like the range on it can be extended with like a destiny point or something, or maybe that's like the unleashed version of it I was reading somewhere.
No, it's not the power itself, it's the talent.
Right, I'm not talking about the ship teleporting thing. I'm just saying that like there is something I think about the regular folding space which teleports objects can be potentially modified with a destiny point to move it anywhere within your line of sight rather than like 12 squares.
But I was talking about the talent specifically.
Yeah, we're just gonna say you can't do that.
Yeah.
Because it follows the rules of hyperspace, and you can't hyperspace from one place on the planet to another place because gravity and small.
But did you see
accurate
Rogue One?
distances.
They did it in Rogue One.
Yeah, well, yeah, they were flying off of the planet though. They weren't flying to somewhere else on the planet.
Rendering interdiction fields useless. But anyway, sidetrack.
Yeah, I don't really know how they can explain that. Although interdiction fields,
They're in Rebels.
Yes, I realized that as I was saying that. They are canon, apparently.
Anyway, super off topic. All right, can we continue now?
What even was the topic?
Raiding the supply depot the normal way.
The instant teleport way.
The safe way is what we were discussing.
Well, our plan had been to try to analyze the movements in and out of the supply depot to find out when it was most vulnerable, or whether there were people moving in and out. If we don't really have time for that now, if we need to raid it today.
Is there any data on it, on that information we stole?
I don't know, we haven't had time to analyze it.
Well, then you can do that while I'm fixing Bob. I can be 0B. I named him B0B. Why do you guys keep calling him Bob? Now I'm saying it. Crickets. I mean, that was mostly aimed at the NPCs, so...
The music's getting very intense.
GMing intensifies.
Okay, is there something I'm supposed to be doing right now? Sorry. I'm doing lots of other things. What happened in the conversation?
Because it's like, why don't you go see if they have any data on it while I go fix B0B?
Yeah.
And you
Okay.
didn't, and the
Oh.
NPCs didn't respond.
Edith said yes in my head. Okay, we'll do that.
Good. And then Mikaz turns around and goes back to B0B.
Let us know what you find out. Ariel and I will be figuring out what the Jedi Council wishes to do with this particular gentleman.
Okay, everyone roll perception.
Although if that was if that's a perception roll to notice Ariel, then I probably shouldn't have had to roll then. Probably shouldn't have.
No, that's for something else. Okay.
Okay.
No one notices anything. Go back about your business.
Oh no, I know what's happening.
What's going on?
Nothing's going on. Okay.
There's Sith assassins in her room.
Ah!
Any character?
Okay, Cass goes to fix Bob.
Seriously,
Edith
35
says,
wasn't enough?
well, you all should go try to rest and prepare for your mission. Unless anyone wants to help us look over this data.
Someone volunteer Dirk.
Actually, Dirk was going to volunteer, because this is his home planet after all. Dirk says, I'll look at it.
Hey Dirk, you don't happen to have any ties with the media, do you?
I like watching TV. Channel 34 is where it's at, that's the best.
Does it have the highest ratings?
No, but it has the most accurate coverage.
What channel has the most viewership?
Channel 13?
Great.
Why?
Well, if we're planning a media burst to coincide with our attack on the Sith Lord, we want to get the most, reach the most people, so we probably won't be able to get access to all the networks, but if we can get access to the most watched network, I think that might be our best bet.
Wait, what? You can't just hack it so that all the channels will display the message? That's what happens in all the hollow vids.
Well, it depends on if they're all in a centralized location or if they each have their own distinct broadcasting systems. But if you think you can write code to get them all broadcasting at once, that's probably a good idea.
Me? I can write code to sell everyone insurance at the same time.
Well, it's the same principle, just needs to execute a video file.
Yeah, I think you should leave the computing stuff to me. You can do whatever it is you do with the Force.
That's exactly what I'm saying. I literally just suggested that you handle the computer side of it.
Yeah, okay, I'll do that.
I was going to do research on how the broadcasting works here.
What is everyone else going to be doing in the meantime?
Gerard is going to go off to a quiet area and try to trance for however long it takes. Hopefully an hour. More. Depending on use the force check, but yeah.
Is there anything else I can do?
It depends. Are you asking the heir that, or are you going to ask Edith that?
What?
Do you want to ask Edith if there's anything that else you can do?
I suppose.
Okay, she'll ask you, well, we don't really have a lot of medical supplies. Do you think you might be able to go to some shops and try to get some? I'm not sure if there's going to be any at this depot we're raiding.
I don't think I don't think me going out shopping would be a good idea because we're trying not to draw attention. So kind of just gestures to herself. Big giant Jedi cat.
How are you trying to gather information, Del? Gathering
Computer,
information
like
from
HoloNet?
the air around
From
you?
the HoloNet?
Okay.
So, if there's nothing else for her to do, I guess Kalani just wanders off.
Yeah.
Should I roll something to see where she ends up?
If you want to, or you can just decide. Okay, I was trying to type out a message to you, Zarian, but I'm just gonna say it out loud because nothing else is really happening.
Okay.
Hey, you didn't tell me if I learned anything with my gathering
Yeah, I
information.
know. I'm getting to that too. Just hold on, everybody. I just feel like I'm just going back and forth between all my tabs on TeamSpeak, and then the video is just going to be silent. So we can just deal with them in person. Unless anyone else wants to have a conversation while I GM in the background. Okay, so...
If it's going to be like that, I'd rather just roleplay it, like we're having a conversation.
Yeah.
Like that, I'd rather just roleplay it, like we're having a conversation.
Yeah. Okay, so... Yeah, were you trying to contact, you said you were trying to contact Coruscant, right? Not Dantooine.
No, because Coruscant is the overall Jedi Council. So you want me to say it just so it's on camera?
Yeah.
Alright. Then I call up and I say, this is Knight Ariel Lyaxilem from the planet Bantooine calling the Jedi Academy on Coruscant.
Okay, there's like a long pause and like nothing really happens.
Hello? Are you receiving me? Can I
Hello?
see? Ah,
Hello? Yes, this is the Jedi Temple.
this is Knight Axilum. Or Knight Lyaxilem. I'm calling.
Yes. What do you need?
I need to speak with the Jedi Council, or a representative.
Oh, okay. Is it that urgent?
I'm afraid so.
Okay, well, do you have a message for them, or do you want to hold till I see if they're available?
Please tell them that my brother and I require advice in dealing with a difficult situation involving Jedi Knight Eli Roma on the planet of Bantooine.
Okay, I'll try to get a hold of them. Please stay in communications. Okay, you wait for like about 10 minutes, and then someone comes back on the line. This is Master Lamar of the Jedi Council. You say you have information about Eli Roama.
Yes, Master Lamar. Unfortunately, I have located him on the planet of Bantooine. He has been appointed as governor by Darth Revan of the people here.
By Darth Revan.
That is what my information tells me.
So it's confirmed that he's with the Sith.
Yes, and according to the people here, he's quite cruel.
What was that name he was going by?
Well, this is the first anyone's heard of him since he disappeared with Revan.
My brothers seem to recognize him, that he was somewhat significant within the Order.
Yes, he was a skilled diplomat. He sided with Revan in the Mandalorian Wars, after the Council decided not to intervene. It's very possible that he may have information about Darth Revan and his plans and what happened to them in the time they were gone, it is absolutely essential that you capture him.
I understand, Master, but I have a problem, which is why I'm calling.
Yes?
The Ventimanians wish to assassinate him, and they are supported by Mandalorians as well as Jedi Knight Kalani Starfire's friends, although not her herself.
Wait, what? Knight Starfire and Del Fearn are there?
If by Delphian you're referring to a Keldor former Jedi, then yes.
Where's Kalani? Is she there? I need to speak with her.
I'm afraid that's not possible at the moment, sir.
Thank you.
Well, okay, continue on.
As I said, Knight Starfire is in agreement with my brother and I that we should try and capture the governor. However, her friends seem to be more inclined towards the Ventimanians' plan of assassination.
Well, he must certainly not be assassinated. He could have vital intelligence. Plus, assassinating him would go against the Jedi Code. Certainly everyone there can recognize this, especially Knight Starfire.
Agreed, and she does.
Although I suppose Del Fearn was in favor of assassination.
Unfortunately, Master, yes he was.
I told Kalani to keep an eye on him. Do you know anything about what they're doing there and how their mission is faring? I haven't heard from Kalani in a while.
Master, would you mind answering a question for me first?
What is it?
You seem to know Knight Starfire's friends. What can you tell me of them?
I know that they are very helpful to the people of the Republic, and Kalani was involved with them, rescuing the people of Telos who are fleeing as colonists. And now there's some crazy plot involving darkness and destruction and chaos, as Del always seems to be able to find, and they're running around trying to stop some mystical threat to the Jedi. But from what I've heard, it seems at least fairly credible, which is why I assigned Kalani Starfire as her first mission as a knight to stick with this group and investigate whether there was any kernel of truth to the matter. And from what I can ascertain, this seems like there is probably a danger here, so if you can help them out in any way, you should probably do so. Although make sure especially that they're not all being corrupted by that fool Del, and that they're actually following the code.
Yes, my brother and I have concerns. This Del, I don't think he's fallen to the dark side, but he is certainly a Jedi no longer. There is also another individual that followed with them, a Pakaz.
Yes, I've heard of him.
He seems to be capable of doing things beyond my comprehension of the Force, and he worries my brother and I. Do you have any advice on how to deal with him?
We have much bigger things to concern ourselves with now, but if you note anything strange, just keep that in mind. I recently received word of some interesting events on Dantooine as well.
Oh?
Yes, there was a disturbance in the Force during Knight Starfire's knighthood ceremony.
What kind of disturbance?
There was some use of the Force, and then the ship that was docked in our hangar bays just completely vanished.
That seems to corroborate the story he told us about being capable of moving items from one planet to another within days, with less than a day.
And he discloses information to you. That is surprising. He seems rather tight-lipped.
I don't know. I don't have experienced much with him. He doesn't seem to withhold much information from me. But his explanation of his ability, neither my brother nor I could follow along to seem a bit far-fetched.
Well, as I said, that's hardly a major concern we have right now, but it's something to be aware of. What about you and your brother? Did you find anything on Ventuine?
No. Our search for Aaron has not revealed anything of note. We intend to stay for a little bit longer to ensure that these people... It seems even more imperative to ensure that they follow the correct path in their freedom. And then we will move on to the next place, wherever I can find his presence.
I see. Well, your number one priority should be to prevent the assassination of Eli and work out his capture. We will try to send someone there to take him off your hands, although if you could get him off the planet, since it's under Sith control, that would be best. I'm going to assign you and your brother this task. Please keep me informed, and also tell Night Starfire that she should contact me. I've been unable to get a hold of her.
Very well, Master.
May the Force be with you.
And with you. And I'll end the transmission. I don't know what you're talking about. He seems pleasant to me. I will return home.
Okay, well, it's looking like the next thing that we're going to do is begin an assault on the supply depot, which we definitely don't want to start now, so we should probably call it a night here, unless there's anything else anyone wants to do.
And the last scene of the night fades away on a room full of droids.
And little
all
I-7 going.
chattering at each other.
Yes. Oh, all right.
Except for many more. It's like a cabbage.
What?
And if that is going to be it, then thank you for joining us, joining in live with us, guys. Always a pleasure to have you guys here with us and have a good fun. Hopefully we get to see what happens with this and see how many ships we get to blow up, as it were. Maybe peacefully, but that's probably asking too much. But that's okay. Thank you for joining us in on YouTube. If you're joining in there, I hope you guys